everyone. So this is the 18th session of the Advances in Food Analysis, and the topic which we'll be talking about today is overview of HPLC, that is high performance liquid chromatography. So this is the basic instrumentation of HPLC, where helium gas is passed to the solvent bottles and there is a pump which passes the sample port to the HPLC column, which passes to the detector where the mass spectroscopy is determined and the data is analyzed in the recorder. The actuator gas. The pressurized gas is required to degas solvents and to drive many of the mechanical functions of modern HPLCs. Solvent used as the mobile phase contain trace concentrations, that is in parts per million, of atmospheric gases, that is N2 and O2, which creates bubbles in the pump during the low pressure intake of solvents, causing pumping problems. Dissolved gases can also evolve in the low pressure detectors in ultra high pressure liquid chromatography, ion exchange and supercritical fluid chromatography, giving the appearance of a chromatographic peak depending on the specific detector being used. The pressurized gas is also needed to turn the 6-port injection valve during automatic injection mode. The solvent and solvent preparation. Now, how is the solvent prepared? The solvent purity requirements depend on the type of sample being analyzed. All samples used as a mobile phase must be filtered through 0.2 meter filter prior to entry to an HPLC system in order to avoid the scratching of the pump pistons by particles and to avoid clogging in the inline filter or guard column. The tubing and connections. Now talking about the tubing and connections, different components of the HPLC system operate under different pressures ranging from atmospheric to 4500 psi parts per square inch, that is 3.10 into 10 to the power 7 pascals in standard high pressure liquid chromatography and to 20,000 psi, that is 1.3 into 10 to the power 8 pascal in ultra high pressure liquid chromatography. Systems are currently under development that will operate at 1 lakh psi, while fittings are usually standardized to Swaglok fittings. Many HPLC manufacturers have established their own type of high pressure fittings. All operate on the same rule that in a gas chromatography, but the shape of the rule and the receiving system is different. A few of the more common fittings are shown in the figure. Tubing sizes are much smaller. Tubing sizes are much smaller in high pressure liquid chromatography as compared to gas chromatography. Common tubing materials are stainless steel and polyaryl ether ketone, a very strong organic polymer. Proportioning valve. Up to the 4 separate elution solvents enter the HPLC, first through a proportioning valve that adjusts the flow of each solvent to determine amount. The proportioning valve is shown in. Prior to the development of a proportioning valve, a separate pumping system was needed for each solvent. Since the pumping system is typically the most expensive component of the HPLC system, the proportioning valves help reduce the cost of the HPLC system. The figure below shows the proportioning valve image. The pump. Now talking about the pump, the high pressure liquid chromatography pumping system has evolved more than any other components of the liquid chromatography. The gravity led open column systems were later pressurized with gas, which was replaced by syringe pumps in either high pressure liquid chromatography, then by single piston pumps, and today with specially engineered dual reciprocating piston pumps. Today's pumps provide constant pressure and mobile phase flow by alternating the pumping actions between two pumping systems. When either pump is in full stroke, constant flow is easily provided, but as each pump reaches an end of the stroke, flow rates may be altered. This can be overcome in some systems by an overlap shaped gaming device that speeds the pumping rate at the end of each piston stroke. At the end of the stroke, one pump speeds up the flow of mobile phase as the other pump head decreases the pumping rate. This combined action provides constant flow rates in modern HPLC system. The 6-port injector. The high pressure systems require a special type of sample injection since injections with standard syringes are not possible. 4, 6 and 8 port valves are used for high pressure systems. These systems are equipped with a fixed volume loop of tubing that serves as a sample loop that is loaded with a standard blunt tipped syringe. These multiple ports allow uninterrupted flow to the column during the loading of the sample on a sample loop and during injection of the sample under high pressure. As with a dual reciprocating HPLC pump, it is easier to show how a 6-port valves work through an animation. Animation 3.4 shows the alignment of the valves during the loading of the sample onto the sample loop, switching of the values and injecting of the content of the sample loop into an HPLC column. The column. Now talking about the column, these are the different types of columns as shown in the figure. Guard column. The next component of an HPLC is the guard column. Guard columns are miniature versions of the analytical column and they contain the same stationary phase. The purpose of the guard column is to absorb any permanently adsorbing chemical that could destroy the more expensive analytical column. Guard columns typically cost 1/4 or less than the cost of the analytical column. The effect of the stationary phase particle size of the optimum flow rate in HPLC is shown in the figure. Detectors. There are various types of detectors available for use with HPLC. These range from near universal detectors that will respond to an organic chemical structure to specialty detectors that only respond to a few analytes. Both have their own advantage. Universal detectors provide economic use for a large diversity of chemicals, but specific analyte detection can be hampered if two or more analytes elute from the analytical column at the same retention rate. Specialty detectors provide near interference free detection of only a few analytes. The most common detectors in the UV visible detectors that come standard on a basic HPLC system. This is near universal detector since most organic components have a chromophore capable of absorbing UV visible wavelength. That's all for this session. Thank you.